Hello, and welcome to this week's Midweek Meditation. Maybe a bit of a different one, this one, in some ways. It may be the first international Midweek Meditation. The way deadlines work, and so the timings, etc. I'm recording this on my phone, which is unusual for me, while I'm still in New York. By the time you get to see this on Thursday, it's Tuesday morning today, Tuesday afternoon probably where you are, it's Tuesday morning today, but by the time this gets published on Thursday, I'll be back, but I needed to get it done before coming out. So I've been sitting on this one and thinking about it for a few days, and I did try and record a version of this 5 days ago, but it didn't work out for various reasons. 5 days ago being particularly a significant date for me anyway, because round about this time 5 days ago I was visiting the 9/11 Memorial Museum here in New York, down in downtown. The museum which sort of sits over and around where the north and south towers of the World Trade Center were on the terrorist attack of 9/11 2001, and it was a really moving experience and got me thinking about a few things. And I actually tried recording this straight after that, but A, the recording was a bit of a mess, B, I was a bit of a mess, to be honest, just after that, so it wasn't quite right. But I was struck while I was in there by Bible verse that comes back to me all the time, has done for years. It's the reading I had when I was re-licensed to Christ Church in the Bishop's Chapel in Chester a few months ago. And it's also the verse that I preached on when I left my first curacy at Hill Green back in 2005, 2006, whenever that was, I forget now, which is Micah 6:8. Talking about what God wants us to do, to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. To act justly, to love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. And those words were echoing in my mind as I went around the 9/11 Museum. And then I came across what is known as the last column. And if memory serves me right, and I might be wrong on this, I'd have to double check. The last column is the last piece of the old towers to be taken out of the ground when the site was cleared. And then it was resituated in the museum. And it's a large column. I'm sure I'll post a picture of it sometime in the next few days. And on it, various things have been written, mostly by NYPD, so police officers, by the FDNY, the fire department, etc. All sorts of messages of hope and peace and signatures and all sorts of things. But within this, there's also a piece of paper which has basically just been gaffer taped to it. And then it's got some sort of handwritten things next to it. But it's a prayer by a gentleman called Father Michael Judge, who was a Franciscan and a Catholic priest in New York, and for years had been the chaplain to the fire department. And he was fatally injured whilst giving the last rites to a fallen firefighter on September 11th. And although he wasn't the first to die in the incident, he's actually known as victim 0001, because he was the first whose body was, I think, formally identified by the coroner. So he's known as the first victim of 9/11, but he's known more for who he was and what he did over decades, really, and facing struggles in his own life, it has to be said. He led quite a complicated life. If you look him up, there's an awful lot going on there which I don't have time to go in here. But what's gaffer taped on this piece of paper to this column is a prayer. And it says it's a prayer of Father Michael. I don't know whether the words are originally his, because I think there's something about the prayer which is quite generic, but I actually mean that in a positive way. It's generic, it's timeless, but I think these are really powerful words for how we minister to people and how we let God minister through us. So these are the words, and I'm going to read them twice. And I just encourage you to think about them. So here we go. Lord, take me where you want me to go. Let me meet who you want me to meet. Tell me what you want me to say, and keep me out of your way. And I'll read that again. Lord, take me where you want me to go. Let me meet who you want me to meet. Tell me what you want me to say, and keep me out of your way. Very powerful words about putting our lives, our timings, our attitudes, our thoughts, our beliefs, our wants, our desires, our needs, our everything into the hands of God, and allowing God to use us so we are a vessel through which God's power can move. And just going back to that verse from Micah, to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. And that's my prayer for me today. It's my prayer for us as well over the next few days, that we can become better, acting justly, loving mercy, walking humbly, but also at letting God work through us, and sometimes just keeping out of his way.